Listen to me. If there was a wise man who would ever think of this, they would say in order to be superior to the man, you've got to be the man. For I am the man himself.
What is going on, guys? How you guys doing once again tonight? This is the Club of the Man 1993, back here for some more baseball news. We're going to again catch up on some stuff before the end of the regular season in Major League Baseball. And here we're going to talk about some transactions that have happened. Nothing really major. It seemed like the waivers deadline kind of like went away this year. Like, usually we get like one or two like big trades before the waivers deadline. Didn't really happen. Had a couple like minor moves happen, and we also had a contract extension just announced the other day. So it's a small little handful of transactions we're going to talk about in this video, and then we'll get to more news, of course, throughout the night as well, as we have more to record too. So, without further ado, let's as always get right to it. First, we're going to talk briefly about that the Cincinnati Reds, back on August the 6th, signed their former catcher, Tucker Barnhart, to a minor league deal. Barnhart was released by the Diamondbacks about a month ago. He will report to AAA at some point at the time, and maybe get back to the big leagues. As I checked, though, before I did this video, he has not yet reported back to the big leagues. Barnhart's now 33 years old. He was drafted by the Reds in 2009, played in the big leagues with the Reds from 2014 to 2021. He had 248 in that span of time, and I believe he also didn't get a Gold Glove. I swear he got a Gold Glove one year, though. But since he's left the Reds, though, he has bounced around. He's been with the Tigers, he's been with the Cubs, and this year he was with the Diamondbacks. Of course, though, he hit just 173 before he got released last month. And he has hit just 208 in 527 play appearances since the start of 2022. But his defense though continues to be decent. So he's still definitely a solid backstop for sure. Of course, right now though, it doesn't seem like there's room for him on the main roster. Currently, I don't know if he'll get a call up to September now, and the roster's expanded to 40 players. But we'll see. Could be, of course, a possible ending time for the catcher. I mean, he's only 33. Still technically could have something to offer. But, some people retire earlier and whatnot. So, not sure what the future holds for Tucker Barnhart. But he is back with the Cincinnati Reds. This one's kind of surprising. But, of course, I did read into a little more further as to why it happened. But, former Colorado Rocky, and now, of course, former Pittsburgh Pirate, Elias Diaz, was released by the Rockies back on August 16th. And he re-signed a minor league deal with the San Diego Padres. Apparently, there were some interest from the Giants. He apparently declined the opportunity because the Giants wasn't going to guarantee he'd remain on the MLB roster after their starting catcher, Patrick Bailey, returned from injury. Diaz did recently, though, get called back up to the main roster. And I was kind of surprised because I watched his offensive numbers, but I didn't see much about his defensive numbers though. Because last year wasn't he the All-Star Game MVP last year or something, or he was an All-Star? Because fun fact, I've probably mentioned this before. I did an internship. I'm still good friends with this one guy whose family's from Venezuela. And his wife's cousin is actually good friends with Elias Diaz. And I almost got to meet Elias Diaz while I was doing this internship, but unfortunately, Elias came by about an hour after I had left for the day. But he was a former Pirate, and he seemed to be doing a solid job with the Rockies. But apparently the Rockies released him because they wanted to give their their prospect Drew Romo a shot. Didn't get to see how well he's doing so far, but he has solid contact and hit 14 home runs as recent as last season. And yes, he did win All-Star Game MVP last year. He also hit a home run, which gave him the All-Star Game MVP in 2023. He has a strong job controlling the running game and has improved his pitching framing grades this year as well. So he's still a solid catcher. Like I said, I'm really surprised the Rockies released him. But I guess they want to take a gamble at their prospect. But he did get called up recently. Padres already have 3 catchers on their 40-man roster as when he was signed. But, he still could be contributing with the 40-man roster. But again, just surprised that he got released. Like, you would think that maybe they would still keep him in case if Drew Romo wasn't ready yet. Or at least just to help him out or something. I don't know. So yeah, that was kind of a surprising release for me with Elias Diaz. The Cardinals released former Giant Brandon Crawford recently, back on August the 20th. And it happened after Matt Carpenter apparently had been on the DL. He was reinstated. And then they also called up Lucan Baker at the same time. Don't know who he is. They had optioned Jordan Walker, a prospect that I think for the longest time. He seems to be back and forth. And they granted Brandon Crawford his unconditional release. Just seemed like they weren't really using Crawford too much. He only appeared in 29 games and only had 80 plate appearances. And he had just 169. And I know they're also having... he was also competing with Mason Wynn. Not sure if he's related to Randy Wynn at all, former Seattle Mariner and Tampa Bay Devil Ray, and also former San Francisco Giant as well. I know he was kind of competing with playing time with him, but doesn't really working out. And of course, he could go wherever now. Well, I mean, it's probably too late for him to get signed. I think if you get moved, if you're not on the main roster by September 1st, you cannot qualify for postseason play. So a team running the postseason can't really, go after him. But we'll see. Again, he's 37 now. He could be calling it quits as well too. But I'm pretty sure if that's the case, he probably would go back to the Giants for retirement day or whatnot if that came down to it. But we'll see. Yeah, I forgot about Brandon Crawford until I saw this. Jason Heyward was with the Dodgers, but then he apparently was released by the Dodgers recently as well, if I could see here. I guess he did well in his first year with the Dodgers, but in the second year with the Dodgers, he wasn't doing so well, hitting just 208. And they released him after they activated Mookie Betts from the injured list, and he is with the Astros now. I know he was contributing in a recent game, so hopefully he'll be a contributor down the line as the Astros are probably making another postseason push once again. And Heyward, who again, no offense, I think has been one of the most overrated players. I had high hopes for him when he debuted in the majors back in 2010, and again, he really has not lived up to the hype, unfortunately. But he's come through still with some good moments, so I can't knock him completely. But I think, if I'm not mistaken, let me pull up real quickly with his stats were with the Astros, if I can, really quick here. If I can find them. Houston, we have a problem. Let's see if we can find it here. Heyward. Yep, he's so far with the Astros has played in 8 games. He's hitting 143. Ouch. I know he had he came through with a big clutch hit though recently, but that's all he's really done. Yeah, Heyward's now what? How old's the guy now? He's 35. Wow. I still remember him being the 20-year-old kid hitting his first major league home run, his first at bat off of Carlos Zambrano in 2010. But yeah, we'll see what Jason Heyward has left to offer. I do hope he finishes his career on a good note. I just think he did not live up to the hype at all, unfortunately. But good luck with him with the Astros. Hope he helps contribute to them for sure. And we didn't have a kind of a 3-person thing to talk about here. The Kansas City Royals, who I should mention is probably one of the best, one of the surprise teams for sure in the majors this year. Forgive me for checking real quick, is currently second place, 1 game ahead or half a game ahead of the Twins in the American League Central, and they're also the number 2 wild card team, and as well signed a couple of low price but solid acquisitions. They recently claimed both Tommy Pham and Robbie Grossman off waivers, and they also recently acquired Yuli Gurriel, former not Colorado Rocky, Houston Astros as well. Of course, this definitely comes with replacing Hunter Renfroe, who recently was injured, and also their young upstart Vinny Pasquantino as well suffered a broken thumb this past week, who might be likely to miss the rest of the season. So this is definitely a hopefully good contribution. Pham has kind of been a little bit of a journeyman. Wasn't having the sharpest year with the Cardinals, hitting just 206 in his brief stint, and then Robbie Grossman as well, is been like kind of a journeyman as well, but he has the experience there too. And then Yuli Gurriel as well, who I believe came from the Braves on a minor league deal this year. I think he was selected recently. He could definitely contribute as well. I mean, he's 40 years old now, but he definitely has the experience for sure to help contribute to this young Royals team as well, who looks like they're going to make their way back to the playoffs for the first time since they were around the time when they were the World Series team about 10 years ago. It's nice to see them, contributing there. So, yeah, the nice pieces to pick up for the Royals. And finally, the biggest news from the past month as far as transactions go, Matt Chapman and the Giants this past Thursday, made a major splash and gave him a 6-year deal, contract extension, runs from 2025 to 2030, $25 million annual salary, and a $1 million signing bonus paid out in 2025. Chapman is signed with the Giants on a 3-year deal originally, with opt-outs after each season. And of course, then they decide to boost him up. His first season, has been okay. Just a 247 average, I think like 22 homers and whatnot. Of course, though, his defense, definitely one of the best defensive third basemen for sure as well. So this is a nice addition to kind of help him continuing his contribution to the Giants, who I thought were going to contend this year. Didn't quite seem to happen for the Giants. I believe they are 4th place finish. But Matt Chapman's definitely a nice addition to help them build a team around, especially a guy, again, who, can hit for power, not so much for average, but for power for sure. 22 is a little bit lower for him. Well, he was more so like a 25, 30 homer guy anyway, so I guess he's like, around there. But a nice addition for the Giants to have a player to work around for the future. So Matt Chapman is going to be a Giant for the foreseeable future, and that contract runs through his age 37 season. Of course, scary enough because Matt Chapman's the same age as me, well, just a few months older than me, as I'll be 31 very soon. And by the time his contract ends, he'll be 37. I'll be 37. Dang it, I don't want to be that old yet, people. Please no. But yeah, that's just a couple little transactions. Again, the big one is definitely the Matt Chapman signing. And we'll definitely be here hopefully a few more times throughout the night. I'm going to go start building the crib for my son, who's coming in 2.5 months. And hopefully we'll get some more baseball news caught up as well tonight. We'll see if that's the case. But still a few more still to come. So guys, thank you guys for joining me for this video. What are your guys' thoughts on these recent transactions? If you guys leave your guys' thoughts down in the comment section below. Be sure also, as always, to slap a like on the video and subscribe for more content on my channel. Follow me on Twitter as well, at the Club of the Man 93. You can also follow me on TikTok and Instagram at the Club of the Man 1993. And until then, guys, I'm checking out. I'll catch you guys soon. And do not forget, in order to be superior to the man, you've got to be the man. And for I am the man himself. And that is not just an opinion, my friends. That is a fact of life. Yeah!